Hello there. Right, I've been a big fan of Bitwig for years. There's a number of reasons for that. And today I'm going to talk about the modulation you can do in Bitwig, which is kind of crazy really. To demonstrate this, I've just got Novation V-Station, which is 1,000,000 years old, and the reason I've chose it is because it's not very flexible. So this is the kind of thing where you'd want to add as many different modulators as you could, because the ones that are built in are really basic. And I've got this very basic baseline and a generic loop from the internet. Okay, and we're not going to hear this loop, we're going to use it as a modulator, but you'll see what I mean anyway. So if I can get used to this big ass mouse cursor, what we need to do is this little arrow here, and we get these pluses. Now you might think, oh, I can do modulation in Ableton, I can do modulation in Ableton really well. You can use Max for Live devices and then tag them with each other and all the rest of it. It's a bit of a pain, but you can get there. But you can't do this many things to one thing without having a chain that goes on for 3,000,000 years. So let's start with this. So each one of these can be a modulator. So let's start with just an LFO. Dead basic. Now you can see it's currently set to re-trigger. If I click on it, you can change a few things. This is only one of the types of LFO. So what I want to do with this one, let's do the obvious thing, and same way you do it in Ableton, you just click on the actual thing, and there you go, you've got filter frequency. To actually modulate, click on this arrow, and then just drag, and then, right, so you get the idea. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a different type of LFO. As you can see, completely different configuration. And what I'm going to do is turn it into a triangle first, slow it down. In fact, you know what, I'll make it to be 1 bar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter the speed of this LFO so they can interact. So this is to show you that they can interact. So there you go, you can get that kind of thing to happen, and that's quite cool. So, now what can I do? Well, let's have it so that every third note turns the distortion on. So let's put the distortion on. Come on, there we go. This big ass mouse cursor striking me down again. So, what I'll do is I'll change it to note advance, and now you can see it's moving with each note change. So change this to 3 steps because, like I said, it's every third note. So there we go, click on that, and oh, I need to change the level, not the actual selector. I need to put the actual thing on, there we go, flashy flash. Okay, now I need to set this down, don't I? Just generally. So there you go, every third note. Now unfortunately it's 6 notes, so maybe I should actually change that to every third out of 4. There you go. There you go, now it's a bit more of a random pattern, which is more what I was talking about. So you can also trigger these from here. So if I do, say, the resonance, and I add the second one, takes the resonance up a little bit. You can see it moving there, hopefully. And then let's have the first one actually put the resonance up to full. There we go. So you can have all these set to different things, so every third note can change the same parameter or whatever. Simple enough. And now you might think, oh, okay, you've used up all your modulation slots. Yeah, well, I haven't, you see. If I drag this, oh look, I get another 3. Drag that, get another 3, and so on and so forth. You don't get limited. As far as I'm aware, I've never hit it. You probably do, but I'm not going to put 256 modulators on something yet. So what I'll do is let's do it so each note does something different. So there we go. And what I mean by note is I mean pitch. So as you can see there, we've got these different notes. So what we want to do, let's change the FM on this so that yeah, so that the C sharp. Is that a C sharp? Yeah, it is a C sharp. Oh yeah, of course, I'm using it as a tritone. So that actually changes the FM level. So let's change the oscillator FM level. Select that. Oh. Select that. There we go. There you go. So that's quite cool, I think. So what we're doing now is just changing the FM on that note. So the bass note, let's change the oscillator pitch for the bass note on this one. So the bass note, I'm going to set it so that it's actually, this time if I actually click on the right thing. Okay, so that's an example of some of the stuff, and you think, okay, well that's interesting and all the rest of it. But what about using that drum loop? Can't I do something with that? Well, yeah, I can. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this LFO off the filter frequency, and what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go for an audio sidechain, click on it, pick the beat, in this case from pre, and what we have is some dynamics processing here. How long does it take to rise? Well, we want it to be sharp like the breakbeat. How long do we take it to fall? Well, we don't want it to be too sharp transient, as you can sort of see there what it's doing. Now, and obviously you can change how reactive it is to all the frequencies. I'm just going to put them all on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to do the filter instead. So let's do that, shall we? And just to clearly I just can see there that's now matching the breakbeat, so that's nice and easy. And you might be thinking, oh right, great, that's it. But that's not it, because what I can do is I can press this and then I have a blue bit. You go, what's this blue bit for, Keith? Well, this blue bit is so you can use all these modulators with whatever effect you put in the blue bit, whatever effects, in fact, because that's an entirely different chain of its own. So what I'll do is I shall pick something that probably doesn't sound amazing. Actually no, I'll do a reverb. Yeah, let's do Valhalla Plate. And let's use this to change the actual size of the reverb. So most of the time it's going to be a nice short reverb. So I'll make it so that on the C, every time it hits the C, the decay goes ridiculous. There you go. And I can use this reverb, LFO, to actually do the mix. So there you go. And let's just do something like Decapitator. And what should we do with this? Style. Yeah, let's do style. So let's change the style on every first note. You can see there it's changing. And you might go, oh right, that's great. But this can have its own modulators as well. Yay! So we can go absolutely batshit. Let's do a note counter. What this does is it actually increases things per note. Oh, of course it's not getting a note because because it's not actually attached to that. Oh well, so what I'd have to do, I'll change that from note counter to something else then, because otherwise I'd just have to put the note counter here. I'll show you that now. So you can see there it's actually doing a note counter. I might use that. So what I'll do is we'll do some randomness instead. And let's do some randomness on the tone. Yeah. Come on, tone. There you go. Ugh. Not seen it do that before, but hey, you know, has to happen when you're recording, doesn't it? So I'll do it on the tone. There we go. And then let's use this note counter on the drive. So sorry for your ears if this ends up being a problem. But you can see each note is actually increasing the drive up until its actual maximum. So that's another form of modulator. And this is just what you can do with every VST until you get bored, really. And there's obviously other stuff. There's all sorts of maths things in here, and there's wonderful things where you can actually just get an entire, all these vectors. So I can go, okay, well, what I want this to actually alter the up and down. Okay, I want this one to alter the left and right. Okay, and let me just move that so it's altering the left and right in a bit of a different way. Okay, and then the best thing is any of them whatsoever. So let's just go back into Valhalla plate. Let's do the pre-delay just on this one. So when it hits there, we do the pre-delay. So this guy is now altering the pre-delay. And let's have this guy altering the width, because why not? Let's just have some batshit silly stuff going on. Right? All of these things, basically any detection of something is near me, I'm now going to do this. So let's change the low frequency on it just so we can see everything moving, because it's fun. There you go. And because that's not being touched that much over here, it's only getting a little bit of a frickle. So there you go. That'll do, I think. Yeah, so Bitwig's awesome. Done.